Hello friends, this is Josh for the Life Reset Collective, talking about sometimes the only way out of a hard and difficult situation is to go through it. Okay, so here's what I want to talk about. And this channel is for people who are going through a life reset. So if this is you, welcome. I hope you find peace, encouragement, positivity, practical steps, support on this channel. I've been through 2 major life resets, both times due to divorce. And guys, I'm telling you what, I'm still working on the second one. My divorce has been finalized not even a year ago. In fact, it's been a year since we separated. The divorce was filed, or the divorce was finished, barely at this point 7 months ago. So the truth is, I'm still going through it, guys, and I'm still reworking a bunch of my work. And let me tell you what's going on with my work, guys. I went back to full-time self-employment, so there's a big element of this. I had to kind of reset my work life too during this divorce, because I had a job working at a digital marketing company, but I got laid off during my divorce. So I ended up getting a job at a restaurant, being a manager at a restaurant. I didn't really want that job per se, but I got it at first just to make extra money. And then when I got laid off, I went full-time there just to pay the bills and make ends meet. I got through the rest of my divorce there, paid my lawyer bills there. But then I saved up a month's worth of income, and I said, you know what? I want to go back. I want to try something for myself. So I went full-time on YouTube and doing pro game mastering. This is one of the other things I do. And I kind of built that business up. And then when I got to the point where I thought I could sustain myself, I took a bit of a risk. And I left that job and I launched out doing what I'm passionate about. Long story short, I'm building the life of my dreams. But it's hard. And every month, I have to go through these hard situations that threaten my income, dissatisfaction from clients, problems in the business. When you start a business, you are essentially a firefighter. Your primary objective is to solve problems. You're trying to solve problems for your clients by running your business, but then you got to solve problems in your business to keep servicing the clients, and then you also have to solve problems in your life. So it's just problem after problem all the time. And let me tell you something, this used to overwhelm me a lot, but I'll also tell you this: in the past, when I tried to start my own thing and just launch it and do it, what would happen is I'd have a good plan and I'd launch it. I'd be brave and launch it. This is good. But then I would always quit when things got hard, when I got overwhelmed, when the problems begin to overwhelm me. So this is very understandable. And I know that a lot of people feel this way. And today I get overwhelmed a lot by some of the problems that go on in my life. But you know what? It's really important that I remind myself, you are trying to go for a certain type of goal. And there's a thing that I heard the other day, and I love saying it now, and it's so crucial. We don't negotiate on our goals. We negotiate on the method of travel, on the way that we get there, on the actual steps we take to accomplish it. Those things may adapt. We may change. But we do not negotiate on the goal. If it's worth setting and it's what we want, then we pursue it. And we solve the problems and we make it happen. And, this last month taught me a lot about my business. It's taught me a lot about myself. And I've come to a point where it's borderline overwhelming at times. Very few days feel really good, right? And this is actually the truth. Very few days right now feel like feel-good days. Most days feel bad. Why? Well, partly it's because of the way I'm doing the business. And I've learned something about this. I've realized that the way I'm orchestrating my business isn't set up to give me very many emotional wins. Mostly it emotionally drains me. However, that's the way, the emotionally draining tasks are the things that make me the most money. There's a part of me that wants to be scared of change and to say, no, I have to keep doing this, keep doing the emotionally draining things. And then, because I need that money. But this is not the true way, guys. And I've realized this. Now, we have to make money. We got to pay our bills. You got to do what you got to do. But in my case, the real question is, what should I do about these hard situations in front of me? The choice I know that is true in my soul is that I need to change my work. I need to change the way I'm doing it. I need to reform it from the foundation. Down the road, this is going to cause me to need to earn more money in different areas. I'm not going to be specific, it doesn't matter. But let's just put it this way. I'm going to have to sacrifice some money in the emotionally exhausting parts to then build up money in the parts that are bringing me joy and fulfillment. This is the dream, right? We're trying to get away from emotional exhaustion all the time to feels right with my soul, is good for me, is sustainable, the true foundations of the business. And I will admit, when I first started this business, I didn't know what those things were. I didn't know what things were going to emotionally drain me, and I didn't know what things were going to be right and feel right and be the way I wanted to go, the real good direction. But what I'm learning is that I have a big, hard time to go through to get from emotionally draining stuff to in the clear to the happy stuff. Because the happy stuff, it's not generating near as much money right now because I put all my effort into the emotionally draining stuff because I didn't realize it was going to be emotionally draining. This is just learning, okay? I'm just learning about the business, what parts of it, what I should think about the different parts of it. And there's a point to all this. Then we come around to, what should I do about this big problem? This problem of getting from here to here. Well, the only way to solve it is to just dive in and do it. Okay. And then to figure it out as I go. Yeah, but what if I start to run out of money? I'm going to have to do whatever I'm going to have to do. I may have to go get a side job for a while to bridge the gap. I may have to work double, triple hard on this stuff to build it up fast before the money from the emotionally exhausting stuff starts to trickle down. I may have to, work extra hard at this stuff for a long time to get it up there. Right? But see, here's the thing. We can't negotiate on our goals. I want this over here. I want to do the kind of work for the kinds of people that I want to do it for. This is something I've decided for myself. I'm not giving you business advice right now. This is life advice about facing what are going to be the right decisions, but the hard decisions. I know that that's where I want to be. There's no question. I've learned that. Now, can I get there? Yes. Am I going to have to do a lot of hard stuff, solve a lot of hard problems, figure a lot of stuff out? Yes. Do I know everything I'm going to need to do at this point? No, probably not. Do I have to know it? No, not necessarily. The reason is because I need to launch it, and then I need to adapt as I go, because the method of travel may change. The way that we plan to get there might change as I learn, but we do not negotiate on the goals. If we want a goal, we do not negotiate on it. We do not compromise on it. We pursue it, pursue what we want, and we realize we're going to have to figure it out along the way. So the only way to get out of my current situation, which is emotionally exhausting, right, is to go through the hard stuff it's going to take to make this goal possible. And if I'm not willing to do that, I'm always going to be stuck over here. If I'm not willing to face this bravely, I'm always going to be stuck over here. So here's my challenge to you today, guys. I want you to understand that you have this too. There's some version of your life in the wake of your life reset where you're going to want something. You may want a certain type of relationship. You may want to have a certain kind of living space. You may want to have a certain type of income. You may want a certain kind of place for your kids. You're going to have things that you want. You're going to want certain things in your life, out of life. But you're going to see that it's going to be hard to get there. And it's going to be not even clear how you're going to get there. But it is so crucially important that you do not negotiate on those goals. If you have come far enough to figure out that that's what you really want, maybe you want to travel someday, maybe you want to get married someday, maybe you want to have a healthy relationship someday, maybe you want to make a certain amount of money someday, maybe you want to be doing a certain kind of work someday. Okay, if you know that, good. If I were you, I would encourage you to make a goal about it and then to make a plan. And while you're making your plan, you're going to realize this is going to be hard. Everything good comes at a cost. It is hard to move forward when you're pursuing something difficult. It's going to cost you things. It's going to require you to sacrifice. You're going to have to be tough and strong to get through those hard times. You're going to have to face overwhelm. You're going to be inundated with problems that you're going to have to solve day in and day out to stay on the path. You're going to have to change your plan because you're going to fail. All these things are going to happen. They're going to happen. It's not even a question of if they're going to happen. They're going to happen. The question is, are you going to stick with it and get through it so that you can come out on the other side and have the life you really want, the life you've really dreamed of? Because you can do it, guys. We only have one life here. But you are capable of creating the life you want. You are capable of making your life the amazing experience on this planet that you want it to be. You have the power to transform your life in radical ways, but it is definitely going to be hard if you're actually going to go for what you want. Now, if you don't know what you want, I understand that. You may need to figure out the best you can, go after it, and then you may learn that it's not what you wanted. I thought I wanted this stuff over here that I'm doing now that's very emotionally exhausting. I thought I wanted that. I jumped through hoops. I solved a bunch of problems. I fought to get to that point. That's good. I did accomplish it, and it was better than where I was at. I left my day job to be doing work for myself that I do love. It's just that I figured out the way I'm doing my business, it's not really working for me. So we've made a lot of progress. We've discovered that when we reached this goal, it was not the place we wanted it to be. There's no way to know that without trying it out. You see, this is how life is. We must try things and do things and learn things. I've learned now that I want to go over here. This is the next chapter of my life. But I'm going to, once again, I have to go through hard things. Am I done now? Should I give up just because I went through hard things to get here? And I don't want to give it up because I don't want to go through more hard things? No. Don't give up. Don't just stay in that place that doesn't feel right, that isn't right for you. Yeah, there's a point where we have to suck it up and work is work, right? But work can be meaningful and bring you purpose. Work can feel like one of the most exciting things in your life if it's the right thing for you, even when it's hard, even when it's exhausting. So the truth is, I did the best I could at figuring out what I really wanted, and I achieved it. Then I realized we're not quite there. There's another chapter we have to go. It's kind of like when you're climbing a mountain and you see a spot on the mountain where you think you're going to be able to camp and rest and maybe even build your cabin. You think, I'm going to live there. That's going to be the place for me. But then you climb the mountain, you do all this hard work and you get there. And then you realize, oh no, this has problems. There's not a place to build here. There's not enough wood. There's no water. I thought this would be the perfect place. What should I do? Then you look up the mountain and you see there's a beautiful spot up there. But you're going to have to climb a bunch more. Should you do all that extra work and climb up there? Or should you just settle for here? Because you did the work to get here. I don't want to do a bunch of more work. Which one is the right answer? I always believe we should keep climbing. I always believe this. Because what is life if we stop trying? Now, I want you to be encouraged by this. I'm not trying to pressure you. I'm not trying to make you feel like, you're a terrible person or anything. We all are at different phases of life. You may not know what you want yet. That's okay. Just think about it. You may know what you want. Maybe you haven't started going after it. It feels like the road is too long and hard. It's okay. I would encourage you to start taking small steps in that direction. Just start working on it. Maybe you have settled for a thing and you're afraid to take the next step toward the next thing because you've already put in so much. You've already suffered so much. Friend, I have empathy for you. This is very understandable. Please don't beat yourself up. But I would encourage you, at least dip a toe in and start tiptoeing toward the new horizon because you deserve it. You deserve to have an amazing life. You deserve to win. You deserve another chapter. We are all coming from hard circumstances. People who've never gone through a life reset do not understand what it is like. But friend, I'm here for you. And I want to tell you today, you are capable of creating the life you want. You can do it. Please do not give up on yourself. That is the message for today, friends. Thank you so much for coming back to the Life Reset Collective. My name is Josh, empowering people to go through their life reset to create the best next chapter possible. That is the purpose of this channel. Thank you so much for coming back. I will see you amazing people on the next one.